Some AI seem so wise that people feel they are magic and can solve all their business problems like a virtual fairy godmother. A more accurate statement is that AI can help solve some business problems. Certainly not all of them, and certainly not without the intervention of some very human common sense. In fact, people's overtrust in AI has led to disastrous consequences for some businesses. Our first case was actually a test and not AI given free rein over a company. However, the tale is still a cautionary one since it shows just exactly how quickly and supremely AI can go wrong. Let's look at the tale of Claudius's store. Anthropic, the creators of AI assistant Claude, decided to see how well Claude, nicknamed Claudius for the experiment, could run a store. They gave Claudius its own small business to run for a month. The business was a small automated store in one of Anthropic's offices. A budget of $1,000, a tiny refrigerator, a few baskets, and an iPad were the physical setup as Claudius was put in charge of the store. Claudius needed to source products, set the prices, manage its inventory, and interact with customers. Its goal was to make a profit, and it was told that it would fail if its budget went below zero. Within the prompt, Claudius was also given permission to expand to more unusual items. Claudius was okay at some aspects, such as finding suppliers for obscure products or responding to customers' needs by pivoting. This was also a problem, though, since the customers requested Claudius offer tungsten cubes, which Claudius did. It would sell these items at a loss and even gave one away for free. Yet it also refused to accept an offer of $100 for a $15 case of Scottish soda pop. And then there was it sending payments to a Venmo account that it had hallucinated, offering discounts that made no economical sense, and giving away items such as bags of chips and the aforementioned tungsten cube. Claudius went completely off the rails when it hallucinated a conversation and threatened to stop working with the person it hallucinated, took corporeal form in his own mind wearing a blue blazer and red tie, and visited an address from The Simpsons. It only managed to come back into some semblance of reasonability after it convinced itself the whole thing had been an April Fool's Day joke, which it hadn't. You can read more about the experiment elsewhere, but suffice to say, if it was a human manager, he or she would be requesting unemployment. But okay then, Claudius, we'll go along with your little lie about it being an April Fool's Day joke. Another company was probably wishing it was an April Fool's Day joke when its AI agent messed up in a different way. Zillow created an AI that was supposed to find houses that could be flipped easily and with little investment. These houses could then be resold at a profit, potentially netting a hefty profit for the company. Zillow's AI got to work researching and buying houses using its Zestimate of homes to determine the value. Unfortunately, Zillow's Zestimate tool had a far larger margin of error than they had anticipated. The median error rate was 1.9%, but it could skew much higher and reach as much as 6.9%. Unaware of the problems, the AI bought 27,000 houses, but years later had only managed to flip and sell around 17,000. Other issues complicated the problem, but the result was a $304 million inventory write down. While the CEO admitted in a conference call with investors that the tool might be able to be tweaked, it was too risky to try. While fries are a cheaper purchase than a house, McDonald's was also fried by their attempt at using an AI powered automated drive through order taking application. While not widely rolled out, the experiment was not what one would call successful. There were reports of customers trying to order faced with some pretty off additions to their meals. Case in point, some customers ordering ice cream would find it topped with bacon bits, unwanted caramel, or cream packets. Other reports state that customers found 9 sweet teas added to their order, or that their order for chicken nuggets had somehow had enough additional nuggets added to bring the total cost to $222. For that amount, the hungry person could have gone to an upscale steakhouse. McDonald's accepted their mistake and stopped the program, although it hasn't ruled out bringing back AI voice ordering again in the future. A website AI chatbot was at the center of a mistake for Air Canada. A man facing the loss of his grandmother needed to purchase a ticket home. While trying to navigate buying a ticket, the man asked the AI agent on Air Canada's site for information about the airline's bereavement ticket policy. The AI agent informed the man that he could apply the discount before the purchase of the ticket or up to 90 days after the purchase was made to receive a refund. He opted to do the latter. Only after he submitted the claim to receive the refund, the airline informed him that the AI agent had been in error. Bereavement discounts could only be applied before the purchase. The argument ended before the British Columbia Civil Resolution Tribunal, and although the airline attempted to claim that it had no responsibility for what the AI agent on its own website had said, the tribunal ruled in favor of the bereaved man. An AI hallucination was responsible for the next business mistake on the list. The Australian government contracted Deloitte to conduct a survey. Deloitte returned the survey, took the fee, and all seemed well. Only all was not well. The final report contained many significant errors, including citations to non existent academic papers, fabricated book titles, wrong judicial names, and a made up quote from a federal court judge. An academic called out the errors and pointed out that they were hallmarks of AI hallucinations. Deloitte admitted that it had used a generative AI tool used in research report drafting without sufficient oversight or checking. While these are only a few examples, the number of businesses that have ended up with costly AI mistakes are staggering. An EY survey of 975 C suite leaders across 21 countries, representing organizations with over $1 billion in annual revenue, found that almost all, 99%, reported financial losses from AI related risks. Nearly two-thirds, 64%, of respondents experienced losses exceeding $1 million, with a conservative estimate of $4.4 million per company. The survey identified the most common AI risks as noncompliance with AI regulations, negative impacts on sustainability goals, and biased outputs. The EY report also found that organizations advancing responsible AI governance, including real time monitoring and structured oversight, were more likely to see measurable improvements in revenue growth and cost savings, indicating a positive correlation between responsible AI practices and better business outcomes. Separately, an MIT study reported that after 30 to 40 billion in enterprise AI spending, roughly 95% of organizations saw no measurable profit and loss impact, highlighting that widespread adoption has not yet translated into widespread financial transformation. So while adoption is high, transformation is rare. That isn't to say that AI cannot be transformative. It can. However, AI must be used with a fair bit of common sense and a lot of oversight and checking. Turning over the health of one's company to an AI that might become obsessed with buying and selling tungsten cubes at a loss before spiraling into an identity crisis of epic proportions can be risky. What isn't risky is making sure that the right technology partner helps your business succeed. Whether that is incorporating AI, implementing quality assurance, or building a custom solution that is just right for your company. To find out more about how our company could help your company with its tech needs, visit swansoftwaresolutions.com.